my channel. If you are new to the channel, my name is Christina and I run this channel because I like old books, I like vintage fashion, and I want to live a practical vintage lifestyle. And today we are going to look into the makeup of the 1950s. Specifically, I am going to show you how to get an authentic 1950s makeup look using makeup that would have existed in the time. These are brands that existed back then, using the colors that are recommended in the beauty book that I'm going to be going through, which is from 1951, using the makeup techniques that are recommended in the book, and in one case, using the exact colors that were available back then. Now, my foundation and eyeshadow and eyebrow pencil, I couldn't find any information on the actual colors that were available back then, so I just chose according to the recommendations of the beauty book for my skin tone and my hair color and my eye color. But my lipstick and my nail polish are actually colors that they produced back then and they still produce today, which is very exciting. Before I get into this video, and I know some of you might be tired of me saying this, but I would like to encourage you to subscribe if you are not subscribed and you like vintage lifestyle. I am trying to hit 25,000 subscribers and they say that it helps to mention it at the beginning of the video, so if you'd like to help me reach that goal, if you like my vibe, if you like these sorts of videos, go ahead and subscribe. It means the world to me to create the little community that we have going on here, and I'm very excited to grow with all of you. But without further ado, let us get into an authentic 1950s makeup routine using only makeup that they would have made in the 1950s. For foundation, I chose the Max Factor Cream to Liquid Foundation. Now, this is not the exact one that was advertised in all of the ads that I found, but Max Factor Pancake Makeup was advertised as like the Hollywood ideal foundation, so I thought that this would be a close enough match. For this tutorial, I am going to read from Family Circle's Beauty and Charm book, which is from 1951, and I will also be posting all of the full pages on my Patreon, so if that's something you want to see, you can hop over there. But we start out with foundation application. Now, I have several beauty books and they all recommend different things. Some of them say to use a facial sponge. There's one that came with this Max Factor foundation, which I used for a little bit. Others say to use your fingers. It really just depends on what you prefer. I find that the Max Factor goes on better with your fingers, so that is something to keep in mind. But the book reads, whatever type of foundation you use, be sure to apply it to the whole face, covering the jawbone, the corners of your eyes, and the pockets at the nostrils, and carry it down over the throat and neck, which I forgot to do. Over the ears and around the hairline. After it is smoothed in, remove the excess from the eyebrows and eyelashes and around the hairline using an eyelash brush that has been dipped in skin freshener. Dab foundation, whatever type you're using, on the chin, cheeks, nose, and forehead. And to blend in the foundation, always work upward. Now, for powder, I was between two different brands. The first one is Coty. It is just a loose powder in a very pale ivory. This is a vintage tin that I found at an antique store, but the powder inside is new, so I'm not using actual old powder. Coty has been around for a very long time and was highly advertised as face powder. And alongside that, I also got this Max Factor Cream Puff, which I found an ad for, which you can see here. And this was advertised as like on-the-go makeup where you could just open it up, take your little powder puff, and powder what needed to be powdered. I wasn't sure which one I would want because this has a very pink tint to it, which is recommended in the book, but I was a little bit afraid of adding pink onto my already pink skin. So I used them both, as you will see, but I really like this. It evened out my skin in a very unexpected way. For face powder, I am using two different kinds. First, I have this Coty face powder. I do not remember what type it is, but it is a very light shade. And the powder application is as follows. Whether powder is used over a foundation or directly on the skin, put it on lavishly and remove the excess. Pat on the powder with a cotton ball or a clean puff and cover the entire face to the hairline. the entire throat and the back of the neck, the ears and behind the ears, and even over the lips. Use upward strokes when applying and be gentle in application. Remove the excess powder with a cotton pad, powder brush, or fresh puff. If you wish to set the powder firmly after application to prevent its rubbing off on your clothes, pat your face lightly with a cotton dipped in ice water, or simply splash cool water lightly over your face. To make the most of your powder, use 2 shades and follow this plan for your shape of face. For a round face, put an extra application of darker powder on the outside of the cheeks to make them look less full, then cover with a lighter shade of powder. For blush, I could not find any specific blush advertised other than the Revlon blush, which I unfortunately saw after I had already gotten a shade that was kind of recommended. This is the only makeup in this that I grabbed Rimmel thinking that Rimmel was a 50s brand, and it may well be, but I meant to grab Revlon. It was kind of my mistake, but I did grab it in this bright pink color for my complexion and my hair. It has been recommended in a few different beauty books to use something brighter, so I have this very, very bright pink, which actually looks pretty natural. I like it a lot. Practically every cosmetic house makes 2 types of rouge: cream rouge and cake or compact rouge. The cream type is most satisfactory for making up at the dressing table. Cake rouge is favorable for touching up during the day or evening. And if you have a round face, you should apply the rouge near the hairline, below the temple, and blend down along the outer edge of the cheek towards the jawline. Smooth a little rouge just slightly over the middle part of the cheek, and keep rouge high to focus attention on the eyes and make the face seem narrower. As you can see, I am using a blush brush because I didn't have a cotton pad, but I really liked this application. I liked the placement of this blush. I think it's very similar to how I normally would wear my blush, and I find it interesting that kind of instead of contouring, they use blush and lighter or darker shades of foundation. For lipstick and also nail polish, I am using an exact shade that was advertised in the 1950s, and it is Cherries in the Snow by Revlon. I've had this for a little while now. Somebody sent me this after my lipsticks video, which you can watch somewhere up here. And Revlon actually still carries quite a few shades. I want to say like 10 different shades that they made in the 50s. They still make them today. I've made a whole video on that, which you can go watch if you would like to. I chose to do Cherries in the Snow for this video because I have the matching nail polish, but my other favorite shade is Fire and Ice. They're all really beautiful shades, and this was by far the easiest thing to find. Lipstick should always be put on so that it will not rub off on your teeth, won't be easily wiped away by the tongue, and so that you can be kissed without leaving your imprint on the manly jaw. It should also do the most that can be done to improve your mouth, so avoid acute angles and sharp lines and strive for curvaceousness in your lip line and in all lines in your face. First, be sure that your lips are dry. The best way to make sure is to powder them. I had already applied powder on my lips accidentally, so we're good there. This forms a good coat on which to apply the lipstick. Next, make up each lip separately. Never make up the upper lip and then press the lips together to rouge the lower. Rather, use 2 strokes beginning to center to outline the upper lip, and 1 long stroke to outline the lower lip. For a more finished look, add up and down strokes with the grain of the lip. Then set your lipstick by blotting it with soft tissue. To make a more permanent coating, powder over the first coat of lipstick, apply a second coat. Then make a sandwich by placing a folded piece of tissue between your lips and rolling your lips over it. Excess lipstick will come off, and what remains is yours for hours. The most successful way to apply lipstick is with a lipstick brush, and once converted, you probably won't ever give it up. There is, of course, also an entire guideline on how to reshape your lips for the most attractive shape according to the time, which is in all of the things that I'm putting up on Patreon. So I found that really fun. I thickened my upper lip because I have a smaller upper lip, and you want them basically, however you do your lipstick, you want your lips to look even in shape and size. So for eyeshadow, I decided to go with Revlon. I would have done Maybelline, but they didn't have the colors that I wanted. In all of the books, it's recommended that you go with a color that matches your eyes. And mine are both green and brown. They are brown in the middle and green on the outside. So I wanted a makeup palette that had both green and brown eyeshadow so I could use either one. Revlon was around in the 50s, but I didn't find any powder eyeshadow ads. I only found eyeshadow stick ads, which they don't make anymore, at least not that I could find when I was looking. You can also match what you're wearing, but I chose not to because I didn't know what I was going to wear for this video. So again, it's not an exact thing that I could find in an ad, but it is a company that was around in the 50s. And the colors are colors that are recommended in the book for me to use. Makeup for the eyes includes eyeshadow, eyebrow pencil, and mascara. Each must be deftly and lightly applied to give a subtle background and make the eyes appear larger, brighter, and more dramatic. Begin with eyeshadow using a shade that intensifies the color of your eyes. Blue, blue-gray, gray, or violet eyeshadow is best for blue eyes. Gray or blue-gray for gray eyes, brown or green for brown or hazel eyes, and green shadow for green eyes. However, some women prefer to coordinate their eyeshadow with their costume color. During the day, keep the shadow soft and light and low on the eyelids. Since eyeshadow is used to give a fresh, young look and to minimize under-eye shadows, apply the shadow only to your upper lids. To apply, smooth a speck of eye cream on each lid, which I did not do because I don't have eye cream. Then put a small speck of shadow at the upper middle of your upper lid and rub outward. Generally, the eyeshadow should move in the direction of the lines of the eye. Always fade the shadow at the end of your lid to keep the makeup inconspicuous and to give just a suggestion of shadow. And for my eyebrows, I went with a Maybelline self-sharpening eyebrow pencil because this is something that I saw advertised by Maybelline a ton. Of course, not the specific iteration of it, but self-sharpening pencils were a thing back then, and they were like a newer thing. So I thought it would be fun to get one. The eyebrow pencil should be used to emphasize the line of the brow, not to exaggerate it. Pencil lightly the inner curve and top of the brow where a break is likely to occur in the continuity of the arch, especially if the brows are pale in color. Use the pencil to extend the arch of the brow downward, parallel with the outside tip of the eye. Apply the pencil in light feathery strokes outward along your natural brow line. After you have used the pencil, brush the outer hairs over the penciled outline to give a natural appearance. Eyebrow pencil can also be used to make the eyes look larger. At the outer tips of the eyes, extend the line of the upper lid slightly towards the temple with your eyebrow pencil. Blend the color slightly into the skin. I chose the Maybelline Great Lash. It's the original formula because the brush is the same as the brush in the ad that I saw, which was actually called Magic Mascara, I believe. While the packaging is so different, I wish that it was a red tube like it is in the ad that I saw. A red tube with a gold lid. That's so pretty. Maybelline, please bring that back. Bring back like a retro packaging. I would love it. So while the packaging is not the same, the The spiral brush has been around since the 50s, and this is the brand of mascara that was... I saw the most ads for this. I know there are other makeup brands that you can choose from, but these are all the easiest to access. I did cheat a little bit in the mascara application because I have lost my clean spoolie, so I couldn't do all of these steps, but you should have an eyelash brush to use only on your lashes. Before applying mascara, brush lashes upward to make sure none are tangled. Then put mascara on a slightly dampened brush, and this is for cake mascara. Sweep upward against the underside of the lashes on your upper lid. Use a clean, dry eyelash brush to separate the lashes. You can apply a second coat for evening use if you want. The finished daytime look, which I think is very pretty, very put together without being a lot. I might adopt this makeup. I really like the way that it looks, especially with my hair. I don't know. I feel very pretty. I feel very feminine. I feel very soft. As an added bonus, I tracked down 2 different perfumes that were around in the 50s. One of them is Yardley's English Lavender. The other one is White Shoulders. These are both perfumes that were used back then. My grandma used this. And I thought that I would try them here and say that if you would like me to make a perfumes you can wear that they made in the 50s or something like that, if you would like me to track down perfumes that they would have worn in the 50s, I can make a video like that. Yardley's English Lavender, which I think I'm going to put on today purely because it's purple, smells very, very powdery, this is what I imagine old lady smell to smell like. No, more specifically, this is the smell that my grandma's makeup always had, and while I don't know if I necessarily love it, it is very nostalgic. And the other one, White Shoulders, my grandma Helen wore. She is the inspiration for the name of my channel. She's the lady in the beginning and end of my videos. The picture, that's Helen. This one smells like my grandma. I don't know how to place this one. If I were to do a perfumes video, I would certainly look up so that I know a little bit more about how to describe perfume scents. But this is very soft and very, it's a little bit maybe like jasmine or honeysuckle or something slightly floral and sweet, not roses, but a little bit more on the honey side of things. I really like it. I'm gonna use this one. Part of it is just the nostalgia of smelling like my grandma, but there's something very nice about this smell. It is very old lady, but in a nice way. So that is it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really had fun making it. I feel very feminine, very pretty, very 50s, which is the point of the video, obviously. If you would like to tip me for the work that I do here on the channel and make future videos happen, you can go check out my Ko-Fi link, which is linked down below. Or if you would like to see the full pages that I was working from today in my Family Circle 1951 beauty book, you can go and subscribe to my Patreon. It is only $5 a month. That is the only tier I have. It may be the only tier I ever have, where I'm going to put all of the corresponding paraphernalia for my videos onto my Patreon. So you will get things like recipes that I have made, where in the last video I made, I put all of the salads, not just the salad I made, I put all of the salads up on Patreon. I've put up a full 1939 fashion catalog. I'm going to put up the beauty routine and the color suggestions for every hair color, every complexion color that is in the book. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and get all the little extras that go with my videos so that you can try them for yourself in your own color story, you can do that. But that is it for this video. Don't forget to let me know if you would like to see a perfume video. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are new, I hope that you stick around. I hope that wherever you are feeling safe and loved. And until I see you again, have a beautiful day and thank you for watching. Bye! Hello friends and welcome to this place. I'm very purple today. Hello friends and welcome back to the Air Effect. Today, wow. That was my old intro.